ever eat blueberries with these 6 foods? Many foods we believe are perfectly healthy can quietly lose their power or even harm us when combined the wrong way. For older adults, simple habits like mixing blueberries with milk or processed oats can block nutrient absorption, cause fatigue, and upset digestion. A study from the National Institute on Aging found that nearly 40% of seniors unknowingly reduce the nutritional value of their meals through poor food pairing. But with the right timing and combinations, blueberries can truly boost memory, heart health, and energy. So stay with us until the end of this video to discover 6 common blueberry mistakes. And before we begin, tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Number 1. Cow's milk reduces antioxidant absorption. For generations, countless Americans have begun their mornings with the same familiar ritual: a bowl of cereal, a splash of milk, and a handful of blueberries. It seems like the picture of good health, yet hidden beneath that comfort is a quiet truth that surprises many nutrition experts. When blueberries are mixed with cow's milk, their most powerful nutrients are weakened long before they can nourish the body. Scientific evidence has shown that the proteins in cow's milk bind tightly to the anthocyanins in blueberries. Anthocyanins are the very pigments that give blueberries their rich color and extraordinary antioxidant ability. Once these molecules attach to milk proteins, their strength drops sharply. In one study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry, antioxidant activity fell by nearly 70% when blueberries were combined with milk. The image is simple but telling, like trying to shine sunlight through a fog window. The light still exists but cannot reach its target. Inside the body, these antioxidants lose their ability to neutralize free radicals, those unstable molecules that slowly damage cells, age tissues, and strain the heart and brain. This is not merely a theory. Over the years, many older adults have reported feeling bloated or fatigued after combining fruit with milk, especially as digestion slows with age. Lactase, the enzyme responsible for breaking down lactose, becomes less active over time, making dairy more difficult to process. One memorable case was that of a 73-year-old retired school teacher from Ohio who had faithfully eaten cereal, milk, and blueberries each morning for years. Despite her healthy habits, she began experiencing stomach discomfort and persistent tiredness. After adjusting her breakfast, separating milk and fruit, she regained comfort and noticed her energy returning within days. Her story mirrors what research has long confirmed. Even small dietary changes can bring big improvements when the body's natural chemistry is respected. For those who enjoy creamy breakfasts, there is no need to give up that pleasure. Plant-based alternatives such as almond milk, oat milk, or coconut milk allow blueberries to keep their antioxidant power intact. Unlike cow's milk, these options contain no casein, the protein that binds to anthocyanins. They also offer vitamin E and healthy fats that help protect the heart and support brain function. Studies from Harvard University and the National Institute on Aging continue to emphasize how antioxidants preserve memory and circulation as people grow older. Participants who ate 1/3 cup of blueberries each day showed clearer thinking and improved blood flow, especially those who consumed them without dairy. This simple truth extends beyond chemistry into philosophy. Food does more than fuel the body. It teaches awareness. Combining the wrong foods is like playing 2 melodies in clashing keys. The harmony disappears. Every meal becomes an opportunity to listen to what the body has learned through decades of experience. Eating mindfully honors that wisdom. It is not about restriction, but about partnership with one's own biology. Those concerned about calcium need not worry. The National Institutes of Health notes that calcium can be obtained abundantly from leafy greens, fortified plant milks, sesame seeds, and almond sources that are easier on digestion and equally effective in maintaining bone strength. In practical terms, the solution is gentle and achievable. When enjoying blueberries, simply eat them on their own or with foods that support their nutrients. Wait 2 hours before or after drinking cow's milk. This small window gives antioxidants the freedom to travel through the body without interference, maximizing their benefits to every cell. As always, it is essential to consult a healthcare provider or dietitian before changing dietary routines, particularly for those managing chronic conditions or taking medication. Personalized guidance ensures that the body receives what it truly needs. Healthy aging is built on small, thoughtful choices. Blueberries are nature's gift, but even gifts must be handled wisely. When given space to shine, they protect memory, uplift energy, and add vitality to life. The message is simple yet profound. True nourishment begins when wisdom and kindness meet at the breakfast table. Number 2. Cucumber destroys vitamin C every summer across America. From quiet Midwestern towns to the breezy porches of the South, cucumbers appear on the table like a promise of freshness. They rest in pitchers of water, layered in salads, and sliced beside sandwiches, a symbol of clean, healthy living. Yet, beneath their cool green surface lies an irony that surprises even the most health-conscious eaters. When cucumbers share the same plate with blueberries, a quiet battle begins, one that leaves the body with far less vitamin C than it deserves. Inside cucumber flesh lives an enzyme known as ascorbate oxidase. Think of it as a microscopic thief that steals vitamin C before the body can absorb it. Blueberries, loaded with this powerful nutrient, rely on vitamin C to build collagen, support immune defense, and repair tissues. When the two foods meet, that enzyme begins its work almost instantly, breaking down vitamin C molecules like melting snowflakes in the sun. Scientific analysis published in the Food Chemistry and Nutrition Journal found that this reaction can reduce vitamin C availability by nearly 50% within half an hour. It's an invisible loss, no change in flavor, no discomfort, yet over time, it subtly weakens the body's ability to rejuvenate. Consider a familiar story from everyday life. In a small coastal town in Maine, a 70-year-old artist made it her ritual to start each morning with a bowl of mixed fruit. Blueberries for the brain, cucumber for hydration. She believed it was her secret to staying youthful, yet fatigue and dull skin began to shadow her days. When her nutritionist suggested separating the two foods, she felt skeptical but curious. Within weeks of eating them at different times, her energy lifted, her skin regained brightness, and she said she felt alive again. Sometimes wisdom hides not in new discoveries, but in learning how the smallest details change the outcome. The beauty of this lesson is that nothing needs to be given up. Cucumber remains a treasure of hydration, potassium, and silica for skin and joint health. Blueberries stay the guardians of memory, heart strength, and emotional balance. They simply thrive when given separate stages. A 30-minute gap between enjoying the two is enough to let each deliver its gifts without interference. This rhythm reflects a truth that many traditional American households practiced naturally. Decades ago, farmers in the Midwest began their mornings with fruit before heading to the fields, saving vegetables for midday when the sun demanded hydration. Coastal families often served fresh berries at breakfast and cucumbers in crisp salads for lunch. Science, in many ways, is rediscovering what common sense once knew. The body works best when given time to rest between its tasks. For those eager to protect every ounce of nutrition, small actions matter. Enjoy a serving of blueberries with oatmeal or plain Greek yogurt at breakfast. Save cucumber slices for an afternoon snack or a refreshing salad later in the day. Keep the meal simple, the timing gentle, and hydration steady. Each choice builds upon the next, shaping the quiet strength that defines graceful aging. Before making dietary adjustments, it is always advisable to speak with a healthcare professional, especially when managing blood pressure or taking medication that affects electrolyte balance. Personalized advice helps the body thrive safely. Vitamin C is not just a nutrient. It is the language of renewal inside every cell. Allowing it to flourish means giving it space, not competition. When blueberries are enjoyed on their own, their benefits bloom fully: sharper focus, stronger immunity, brighter skin. In the harmony of mindful eating, even the simplest act waiting half an hour becomes a celebration of care, balance, and wisdom earned through the seasons of life. Number 3, pineapple causes acid imbalance. In a quiet retirement community near Sarasota, Florida, a 76-year-old woman named Eleanor began each morning with what she proudly called her sunshine breakfast. It was a colorful bowl of pineapple, blueberries, and a drizzle of honey, a tropical mix that seemed to embody vitality itself. For months, she believed it was fueling her energy and keeping her digestion smooth. But as time went on, she began experiencing frequent heartburn, pressure beneath her ribs, and a sour taste after meals. Her doctor, after reviewing her diet, explained a simple truth that changed everything. Some fruits, though healthy on their own, are too acidic to share the same plate. The main culprit, he said gently, was her beloved combination of pineapple and blueberries. This pairing is more common than most realize. It looks bright, tastes refreshing, and feels like an ideal way to start the day. Yet when these two fruits meet in the stomach, their natural acids combine to create a sharp increase in gastric activity. Pineapple, rich in citric and malic acids, can stimulate the release of stomach acid, while blueberries, though milder, add their own layer of acidity. For those with sensitive digestive systems or slower metabolism conditions that naturally appear with age, this double acidity can overwhelm the stomach lining, causing irritation, reflux, or nausea. A 2021 study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition highlighted that older adults often experience reduced gastric resilience, meaning the protective mucus layer of the stomach thins over time. In this state, acidic foods can feel harsher, particularly when eaten on an empty stomach. The combination of pineapple's enzymes and blueberry acids can temporarily lower stomach pH to levels similar to citrus juice concentrate. While the body eventually neutralizes the acid, the process can take hours, leaving a lingering discomfort that many dismiss as just getting older. But Eleanor's story didn't end there. Her nutritionist suggested a new rhythm. Enjoy blueberries with her oatmeal in the morning for their antioxidants and gentle sweetness, and save pineapple for the afternoon when the stomach is buffered by lunch. Within a week, her heartburn disappeared. Her energy improved, and she confessed with a smile, "I never thought timing could matter so much." It wasn't about removing the food she loved. It was about letting her body work in harmony with them. Blueberries and pineapple are both gifts of nature, but they belong in different chapters of the day. Blueberries provide steady energy and mental clarity, protecting the brain with anthocyanins that support memory. Pineapple offers bromelain, an enzyme that helps digest protein and reduces inflammation. Separating them allows each to perform its role without conflict. It's a simple act of respect for the body's rhythm, much like tuning instruments before a symphony begins. Across America, this wisdom can be seen quietly practiced in traditional coastal and island cuisine. In Hawaii, fresh pineapple is often served after heavier meals to aid digestion, not before. In the Carolinas, berry cobblers are enjoyed in the morning or as dessert, while tropical fruits are left for midday. These customs, passed down through generations, carry practical insight born of experience, balance before indulgence, timing before combination. For those who love both fruits, consider this small adjustment. Eat blueberries early in the day when the mind needs clarity, and savor pineapple later, ideally after lunch. Drink a glass of water between meals to neutralize stomach acid. Avoid mixing highly acidic fruits with yogurt or milk-based smoothies, as this can further irritate the stomach lining. Before making dietary changes, it is always best to consult a healthcare provider or registered dietitian, especially for those managing acid reflux or gastritis. Professional guidance ensures that habits align with individual health needs. Eleanor's story is a reminder that wisdom in nutrition often lies not in adding more, but in knowing when to pause. The stomach, like the heart, asks for patience. When food is timed with care, digestion becomes smoother, energy steadier, and each meal turns into an act of kindness toward the body that has carried a lifetime of stories. Number 4. Green tea competes for antioxidant absorption. According to research published by the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, over 60% of Americans above the age of 50 drink at least 1 cup of green tea each day, often for its reputation as a heart-healthy, brain-boosting elixir. Yet few realize that this daily ritual, when paired with blueberries, may quietly reduce the very antioxidant benefits that both are meant to provide. What seems like a perfect combination, a bowl of blueberries with a hot cup of green tea can, on a biochemical level, turn into a subtle competition inside the body. Green tea is celebrated for its catechins, particularly epigallocatechin gallate, EGCG, a compound shown to improve blood flow and support brain health. Blueberries are rich in anthocyanins, pigments that protect nerve cells and slow oxidative stress. When consumed together, these two potent antioxidants begin to compete for absorption in the small intestine. It's not a harmful reaction, but rather a clash for attention, much like two talented musicians trying to play the same solo. The result is that both perform with less power. A study from the University of California, Davis found that simultaneous consumption of polyphenol-rich foods such as tea and berries reduced the plasma concentration of each antioxidant by up to 40% compared to when they were eaten separately. The body has limited transport pathways for absorbing these molecules, and when they arrive together, efficiency drops. For an older digestive system, which naturally absorbs nutrients more slowly, that reduction can make a significant difference in long-term health outcomes. Real-life examples often reveal how subtle this issue can be. In Seattle, a retired nurse had been drinking her morning green tea with a bowl of blueberries for years. She believed the combination kept her immune system strong, but after learning about this interaction, she began enjoying her tea first thing in the morning and saving her blueberries for mid-morning. Within weeks, she reported feeling more alert and noticed fewer episodes of midday fatigue. While anecdotal, her experience reflects what nutritional science has observed repeatedly: timing matters as much as content. It's important to understand that this is not a warning against green tea. Both green tea and blueberries are exceptional for health, particularly for cardiovascular and cognitive support. The goal is not to eliminate either, but to let each perform its role in the body without interference. A simple 30-minute gap between the two allows catechins and anthocyanins to be absorbed independently, ensuring their full potency reaches the bloodstream. This separation also aligns with how many cultures have historically approached tea. In Japan, green tea is often enjoyed on its own in calm moments of reflection, long before or after meals. The pause between eating and drinking was never merely etiquette, it was physiology disguised as tradition. Modern nutrition now validates that practice, showing how digestion and absorption flourish when the body focuses on one task at a time. For older adults, the benefits of this awareness extend beyond chemistry. Allowing time between foods and drinks cultivates mindfulness, a moment to breathe and slow the pace of the day. It turns eating into a deliberate act of care rather than habit. That simple 30-minute space between tea and fruit, between one act and the next, becomes a pause of restoration for both body and mind. Anyone managing blood pressure, heart rhythm, or medication use should always consult a healthcare provider before adjusting tea consumption, as catechins can influence how certain drugs are metabolized. Personalized advice ensures that new habits support rather than disrupt ongoing treatment. Green tea and blueberries remain two of nature's greatest allies in aging well. When enjoyed thoughtfully, each nourishes a different part of the body, tea calming the heart, blueberries strengthening the mind. They do not need to share the same moment to work together. In fact, their true harmony begins when each is given its own quiet time to serve the body fully. Number 5. Processed oats or instant cereals. Neutralize blueberry benefits. Comparing a bowl of instant oatmeal to a pot of slow-cooked oats is like comparing fast food to a home-cooked meal. Both may fill the stomach, but only one truly nourishes the body. This difference becomes even more meaningful when blueberries enter the picture. Many older adults begin their mornings with instant cereal packets, quick, easy, and comforting, and proudly add a handful of blueberries for a healthy touch. Yet that convenient combination often cancels out much of what makes blueberries so valuable. Most processed oat and cereal products are designed for speed and sweetness. They're often loaded with refined sugar, stabilizers, and artificial flavors to make them shelf-stable and palatable. When these ingredients mix with the natural antioxidants in blueberries, they alter how the body manages glucose and inflammation. Instead of stabilizing blood sugar, the meal can cause sharp spikes followed by energy crashes, undermining the very reason blueberries were added in the first place. A 2019 report from the Harvard School of Public Health found that individuals who regularly consumed instant cereals with added sugars had a 30% higher risk of developing insulin resistance compared to those who ate whole grains prepared at home. The human body, especially past middle age, processes refined carbohydrates differently. As metabolism slows and muscle mass decreases, excess sugar lingers longer in the bloodstream, creating inflammation that stresses the heart, blood vessels, and brain. Blueberries, rich in anthocyanins and fiber, normally help counter these effects, but when mixed into overly sweet or processed bases, their impact is muted. In one nutrition study conducted at Tufts University, researchers observed that antioxidants from blueberries were absorbed 25% less efficiently when consumed with high glycemic foods like instant oatmeal or sugary cereals. The presence of refined carbohydrates altered the digestive environment, changing the rate at which polyphenols entered the bloodstream. In simpler terms, the sugar rush overtook the slow, steady nourishment blueberries are meant to provide. The better choice lies in simplicity, the kind that echoes the kitchens of earlier generations. A small pot of steel-cut oats, or old-fashioned rolled oats, simmered gently on the stove, retains its natural fiber and texture. When topped with fresh blueberries, a drizzle of raw honey, and a dusting of cinnamon, it becomes a powerful breakfast for both body and mind. This balance keeps blood sugar steady, supports heart function, and leaves energy stable for hours. There was an 80-year-old retired mechanic from Kansas who learned this firsthand. After years of relying on instant oatmeal, he noticed mid-morning fatigue and mild dizziness. At his doctor's suggestion, he switched to rolled oats, cooked from scratch, and kept the blueberries but left out the flavored packets. Within 2 weeks, his energy stabilized, and he proudly said he hadn't needed his mid-morning coffee since. Sometimes returning to the old ways is not nostalgia, it's wisdom rediscovered. Beyond the nutritional science lies a deeper message about rhythm and patience. Cooking oats slowly requires time, a few quiet minutes at the start of the day. That small act of slowing down aligns perfectly with the needs of an aging body. It allows digestion to prepare, the mind to center, and the meal to become more than fuel. It becomes a moment of calm. Those managing diabetes, cardiovascular disease, or metabolic syndrome should always consult a healthcare professional or registered dietitian before changing their breakfast routine, particularly when adjusting sugar or carbohydrate intake. Guidance ensures that every adjustment supports the body's unique needs. Blueberries remain one of the most forgiving and generous fruits. They blend beautifully with natural grains, nuts, and spices. Yet, like all things of value, they thrive best in honest company. When paired with whole, unprocessed foods, they perform like a quiet symphony, balancing blood sugar, protecting the heart, and awakening the mind. And in that slow, steady rhythm of real nourishment, breakfast once again becomes a celebration of health rather than a race against time. Number 6. Vitamin and iron supplements block nutrient uptake. Two friends in their 70s, Margaret and Louise, shared the same morning habit but opposite results. Margaret took her multivitamin and iron supplement every day with breakfast, often alongside a bowl of blueberries and yogurt. Louise, who preferred simplicity, ate her fruit first and took her supplements later in the afternoon. After several months, both had their routine checkups. To Margaret's surprise, her blood work showed low antioxidant and iron levels, while Louise's results revealed healthy nutrient absorption across the board. The difference wasn't luck, it was timing. Many older adults view their morning vitamins as a form of protection, a ritual that ensures the body receives everything it needs to stay strong. The intention is right, yet the chemistry can be complicated. Iron, one of the most essential minerals for energy and oxygen transport, is also one of the most reactive. When iron interacts with the polyphenols and tannins found abundantly in blueberries, it forms a complex that the body cannot easily absorb. In this state, both the antioxidant compounds and the iron lose effectiveness, neither fully enters the bloodstream. A study published by the National Institutes of Health found that polyphenols, while beneficial, can reduce iron absorption by as much as 60% when consumed together. This effect is particularly significant for older adults whose digestive efficiency naturally declines with age. As the intestinal lining becomes less active, timing and combinations of foods start to matter more than ever. What feels like a harmless habit, taking supplements alongside fruit, can subtly limit how well the body receives its nutrients day after day. There was a compelling clinical observation at Johns Hopkins University, where older patients who separated their iron intake from high antioxidant foods showed measurable improvement in iron status after just 8 weeks. Their energy levels increased, mental clarity sharpened, and fatigue lessened. The adjustment required no new medication, only awareness of the body's natural rhythms. The solution is refreshingly simple. Take iron or multivitamins containing minerals at least 2 to 3 hours apart from antioxidant-rich foods like blueberries, coffee, or tea. This small spacing allows the stomach to process each nutrient without interference. For many, the easiest schedule is to enjoy breakfast with fruit, hydrate throughout the morning, and take supplements after lunch or in the early evening. The separation gives the body a fair chance to absorb each element in peace. This wisdom mirrors traditional practices long observed in various cultures. In the American Midwest, older generations often enjoyed fruit with breakfast but took cod liver oil or tonics later in the day. They may not have known the science behind it, but they intuitively understood that digestion has its own pace and order. Modern research now confirms what experience once taught through quiet observation. For those managing anemia, taking medications, or following specific diets, professional advice is essential. Consulting a healthcare provider or registered dietitian ensures that supplements support the body effectively and safely. Not every individual requires extra iron, and for some, excess supplementation can do more harm than good. Margaret eventually changed her habit, keeping her blueberries for breakfast and moving her vitamins to the evening. Within weeks, her energy improved, her digestion eased, and she laughed at how such a simple change could make such a noticeable difference. Her story is a reminder that good health isn't built on adding more, but on listening better. Food and supplements, like people, perform best when not competing for attention. Each has its own role, its own time. When given that space, the body thrives, absorbing, restoring, and balancing with grace. It's a quiet partnership between wisdom and biology, one that proves once again that in health, as in life, timing truly is everything. What we've shared might seem simple, but it holds a powerful truth. How we eat matters just as much as what we eat, especially as we grow older. Blueberries are one of nature's finest gifts. They protect our memory, heart, and skin. But when combined with the wrong foods like cow's milk, cucumbers, green tea, or even iron supplements, their benefits can be lost. Science shows these combinations can block the body's ability to absorb antioxidants, reduce vitamin C, and even cause digestive discomfort. And as we age, our digestion naturally slows down. That's why every bite we take should be intentional. There's a story that brings this lesson to life. A 73-year-old woman in Ohio thought she was eating healthy every morning, cereal, milk, and blueberries. But over time, she felt bloated, tired, and foggy. Her doctor suggested one small change: separate the blueberries from the milk. Within a few days, her energy returned. She didn't need a new diet, just a smarter way of using the food she already loved. The core lesson is this: listen to your body and give each food its own space to shine. You don't need to give up the foods you enjoy, just learn the right timing. Eat blueberries by themselves, or pair them with whole grains or plant-based milk. Save your supplements for later. Allow your body to absorb every nutrient the way it was meant to. As we grow older, food becomes more than fuel. It becomes a daily act of care, of self-respect, a quiet way of saying, I still matter, my health still matters. And that starts with the choices we make at the breakfast table. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone you love. And if this is your first time visiting our channel, or if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss any future videos. We would love to hear from you. Share your thoughts or your personal experiences in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. May you stay strong, joyful, and deeply at peace in this beautiful season of life.